It's almost like we're radios, and we vibrate in a specific frequency that has to do with our emotions and thoughts in that specific moment. It changes moment per moment per moment because you change the way you think and feel moment per moment per moment. Now, all those possibilities quantum physically that we talked about in the universe, all those conditions, all those specific rearrangements in this universe, the rearrangements actually of all the particles already exist. It's like there was 100 radio stations. Now, which one are you going to experience has to do with which one you're going to tune into with your vibration. If I'm thinking right now that I'm a victim, you know what? I'm going to go and attract the situation where I will be the victim. Am I doing it consciously? Of course not. Most of the times no one would choose that consciously. There are things you choose consciously and there are things you don't choose consciously. Now, what would you do unconsciously or subconsciously? Choose something you don't like because you were trained to, and then we go back to the convictions. If I was trained to expect that something powerful or more powerful than me could actually make me a victim, and I truly believe that, I'm tuning into that possibility of the universe, and then I'm attracting all those possibilities where I will be the victim of something, a car accident or something else.
That's so funny. It reminds me a lot of an old Greek saying, which is all the things that you're afraid of, you're gonna attract. So is that saying truth in a way?
Yes, it is. But the good news is also all the things you expect and you believe are true and are positive will also come meet you. Or to be politically correct, you will go and meet them because they already exist as possibility in the universe.
What about our DNA? Does this influence our character or our beliefs or the facts or any of those?
Yes, there is a part of DNA, actually almost 10% of it, that so far we knew carries all the genes that have all the information to create a physical body. And in there we have the genes about specific diseases or specific ways of reaction, and some people thought even patterns of character. Now the new idea is the 90% of DNA that for many, many years we consider it to be junk. Recent research shows that that is not absolutely true. We know quantum physically that time is not linear in the above dimensions. Scientifically, quantum physically, we do know that in this creation, all that is, as I call it, we already know there are 11 dimensions. We experience only 4 of them as human beings. So it includes that idea of 3 dimensions of space plus time, because every one of us experience our life with the passing of time. And you perceive your life as past, present, and future. That's called linearity of time. Now, scientifically, we do know in the above dimensions that exist, that we know exist, but we don't have a, experimental sensation of it. We do know those above dimensions, from the 5th dimension above, time is not linear. Time is always now. So you experience the past, the present, and the future in a sense now. And that's a huge discussion here that we can actually enter very soon. But let's put that out because I really want to go back to the initial question of DNA. So in a sense, people believe there are parts of DNA that actually pass through your parents and your ancestors, some biological traits, and in there sometimes they might affect your experience or your mood. For example, if I'm in pain, I'm going to be a little bit, cranky. That is not really my character, though. Even though it seems to affect how I react, it's not really my character. My character, my personality, is the combination of those convictions we're talking about, is actually the ego. And in that sense, the ego is not connected with the DNA. This is George. And George supposedly is a being. We call them flatliners. They're human beings who have the perception of 2 dimensions only, so they don't understand the 3rd one. They don't understand space. Let me play a little bit with George. So I'm doing this to his world. I'm actually talking to you and I'm doing this. Is George getting dizzy? From his perception, the space, he doesn't even know that exists to even say I'm not there. So 2 things can coexist. I can be moving him from my point of view. From his point of view, he's not moving. Is he wrong? No, he's correct from his point of view. So this paradox of me both being right and him being right at the same time is where we go into the realm of quantum physics and dimensions. If I have a candle of light in the middle right now, you see it, I see it, it's the same candle, but your perspective of it is a little bit different because you have as a background me, My perspective of the candle is a bit different, because even though I'm seeing the same candle as a background, I see you. So your input and my input of the same thing is slightly different because we have a slightly different angle, like cameras, right? So in a sense now, if I see it from the fourth dimensional point of view, this reality as I experience it with time and the three dimensions of space, I believe I'm somewhere stationary. I'm going to repeat that. And things come to me. So in a sense, I attract them like magnets. Magnet is stationary and attracts metallic things, right? But from the fifth dimensional point of view and above, what happens is that idea with a radio station. So in a sense, it's not the radio station that's coming to me. I'm actually fine-tuning myself to go and visit the radio station. So it's almost like I'm going to the event, not so much the event coming to me. So from that point of view, I'm not attracting it, I'm going and visiting it. So someone would call it the law of visit, right? A different way. Yeah. But it means exactly the same thing. So roughly, what I give out, I get back, if I see it as me being stationary, or in a sense, if I give out positively, I go and meet more positive things. If I give out negativity, I go and meet more negative things. And again, it's very, very subject to the individual. There's no such thing as negativity and positivity by default. Is that a little bit more clear, that it's the same idea, but from different angles of perception? So law of attraction is very famous here in our human experience, because most of us don't know quantum physics, or most people don't perceive it that way. So for them, yes, they are attracting it. But in reality, to be absolutely politically correct, we're going and visiting those radio stations, those possibilities. So we are moving, they're not moving towards us. The end result, the same. Our birthright is to understand that we are that powerful, and nothing bad can ever happen to us if we actually master this law of attraction, or law of visit, right? So this is the joy of my life.